I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here on the Sports Money Network. I'm your boy, Mikey Money, and albeit a small slate, we still have a date every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. We're going to talk trends, angles, the old T&A. Everybody likes a little T&A in their lives there. We're going to bring in some cash flow splits. We'll talk sharp respected betting. It's only way we keep running the Nerfy Yerfy report out there, and the WNBA has been hot as ever. And that is exactly what we're going to bring you guys this evening. I've got a 3-leg player prop parlay for the NBA. Capitalize on some of those bonus bets that are out there. If y'all recall, a couple of years ago, I talked about one of the sharpest bettors in the game. I talked about how did he turn it into a profession? How does he continue to build his bankroll? And they said, you always have to maximize those incentives, the bonuses and the boosts that are brought to you guys. And so we're going to try to do that here tonight with a 3-legger. Plus I got a side in the total in the NBA. So we'll fire 5 wide in the NBA. I might even have an extra standalone prop. The challenge is I had a couple props that I really like that are sitting around like minus 150. So I parlayed them together. They qualify with the dashboard and current streak, all the things that we'll look for. Minutes being played, cash flow moving in their direction, averages on the season. So I really like them, but they're just really juicy. And that's going to happen as we get down to a final game. So we'll parlay 3 of them together. I might have a standalone spot. No NHL tonight. Shout out to the Montreal Canadiens, Les Habitants. I like you guys coming into the chat, putting your play before the play starts. Some guys like to come in there afterwards. Like I didn't see the update to give me the score. I like comments. So, I guess beggars can't be choosers, I guess is what they say. And I prefer comments. So I guess if you got to come in there and give me the score afterwards, that so be it. But I'm going to say this. The worst bets you can make are game 7. You know what I mean? It's like the Super Bowl. Now the Super Bowl's got a lot of other bets to make. But I commented to a commenter, a smart fella. I see him in the chat quite a bit. So I don't think he's fully publicly driven here, but the Canadiens and look, final scores. But hey, cool. Good for them. The thing about it is, listen, when it comes to hockey, I've got teams. I've got teams in every sport. Of course, as you guys well know. But I care about getting paid. And so I continually suggest that the Flyers are too stupid. They'll be fighting next year for a wild card spot again, and they'll go nowhere. Got other issues to focus on first, and that includes goaltending, which is why I think Vegas has a chance with Carter Hart. But I don't want to sound like a homer. The reffing in that game 7 was atrocious. Not just because I was on the Sabres, but literally 2 minutes of playing time before the goal got scored and there was the quick whistle. I commented. I said, this quick whistle shit's going to hurt. The puck, if you guys recall the game, the 2 minutes before the goal that didn't get allowed, the shot comes on goal. It's bouncing, it's fluttering, right? It's the old knuckle puck as it's working its way to the goalie. And the goalie comes in there and swoops it out. Didn't save it, swooped it out. The goalie takes a hit. Boom. I like that. Personally, you guys know my opinion. when it comes to that stuff and the goalie taking the check. You got skates on, you're a viable target. But they moved it really fast. They said, boom. And the puck was still loose, but he got hit. And then he bitched and cried about there should have been a penalty. Dude, you put yourself in the field to play. You made a great play. It was getting a goal scored if you didn't. So you own it. But that was a super fast whistle. There was another super fast whistle. And then the puck gets shot on goal. And then, boom, super fast whistle. Now, shit happens. But that is why Game 7 and only betting one sport is not the way it's at, because we swept the board in the WNBA. We fired away. I told you guys, I thought them Spurs were the real deal, man. Double overtime crushed anybody's unders. But how about that, dude? Not only double overtime, player prop cashes. 2 overtimes, under points total, still cashes. So feeling pretty good. We added some spots yesterday that worked out pretty well. We added the McClanahan to get the win prop. That cashed out pretty nicely for us. I said this earlier today on the baseball show that didn't matter that McClanahan let a bunch of runs get put up on him. They put up more runs, and that's how you win the game. Now, we did win our rollover challenge. So the rollover challenge, leg number 2, is underway. Well, it's not underway yet, but it will be underway today. We took $25. We rolled it over. We made $21.74. We have $46.74. We took the Toronto Yankees no run first inning. Even money. That's the way we're going to get paid. That's the way we're going to roll it over. So 46.74, excuse me, will be 46.74. That'll be about 93.50-ish, 58 or something like that. So we're on our way. Let's see if we can cash today's score. But I like to cast a wider net, as you guys well know. So you won't just hear me come out here and talk about what if you're only capping hockey. What are you doing tonight? Taking the night off? How's your money going to grow? You ever heard the expression money never sleeps? So some of those juicy spots didn't pay out for us last night. The no run first inning in the Tampa-Baltimore game, minus 130. Yeah. McClanahan over 5.5 strikes, winner. McClanahan gets the win. The no run first inning in Atlanta and Miami. Yes, run first inning Washington Mets. No. Damn. So I had given out the first 5 team total over 2.5 for the Mets. Cashed it. And then I gave out the full game over 5.5 team total for the Mets. And it was even money. It wasn't there until extra innings. And then I never seen like 12 runs in the top of, I guess, the 12th inning. So in any event, Nerfy did not cash there, but I lost the Sabre spot. You know, I liked the over. I liked the Sabres. And then I liked Jake Evans to get a point at 2-1. You know, listen, Sabres should have won that game. It was bad reffing. Not very often you hear me say that. I didn't even really care when there were replacement refs. I get it. I understand how the business works. That was just bad reffing from a sloppy early whistle. Now, I saw the puck from television land. If the ref didn't have a good enough position to see the puck, the proper move there is to reposition your ass so that you can attempt to see the puck. Just because you lose sight of it doesn't mean it's covered. But listen, Buffalo, they were never supposed to get this far anyway. So good season for them, boys. The Dallas Wings, you guys, I think it's cashed every single first half since we started the WNBA this year. And that's part of the reason we've been so goddamn successful. Now, we cashed that one. I told you guys the sharp respected bettors were on the Dallas Wings minus 4.5. That cashed. The under 173.5 in the Sun game cashed easy. Easy J Peasy. There's my guy J Peasy up in the house. 83-82. Gets under by 8.5 points. The SGA prop lost, or I'm sorry, cashed. Under 30.5. He had 24, even with double overtime. Dude, he had 2 at the end of the first quarter. This goes back to what Ick and I talked about on Sunday's live basketball stream. You're foolish to take SGA to get the most points at minus 250. It took one bad game like he had. And of course, we talked about Wemby at plus 220 being the better play to make out there. So I did not cash the first half team total over 54.5. I think they had 51. There was a player review. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Didn't cash. And then, of course, the Spurs plus 6.5 cash. So because I'll be out of town this weekend, I took the time to go out and mow the lawn today on the hottest day of the year. So I am dehydrated. I am parched. But that's okay. We're going to fight through it. So I got the Toronto Yankees. No run first inning. Now my concern is Willie Warren. Good old Billy the Kid has struggled mightily against Toronto. He's got a .412 batting average allowed. I think he can get through the first one. It's a big moment. Let's talk another one here. I like the Cleveland-Detroit no-run first inning as well. Parker Messick, 35.7% strikeout rate in his career against Detroit. This is a player-specific prop here. Cleveland-Detroit no-run first inning. So some of these are going to get a little juicy because we're kind of getting to that point of the season where we have some data. This one's not terrible, though. This one's still sitting at minus 124. I don't like to go past like minus 140. Obviously, we saw that yesterday that minus 135s and 130s are still a little too juicy as well. So we'll take the no-run first inning in Cleveland. We'll take the no-run first inning in Toronto. And I want to give you a yes-run first inning, but the problem I have, the one that grades out high for me, that you know which one might be a good one to take? Gosh. I guess I should know, huh? I guess I should be of the know. I'd go back to that fucking Mets game again. But they can't. You know, the Nats are the highest scoring first inning team in baseball. So that's why they continue to grade out through the roof. I bet them 3 times in a row, and 3 times in a row they have not scored in the first inning. And the game's been going over the number. So we'll take that yes run first inning one more time. Please let me get one more score. That's a 3-pack in the Nerfy business for you guys here this evening. This show's going to be super fast because we got the player prop parlay to give out. I'll give you the sides and totals that I like in the NBA, WNBA, and then we're going to talk sharp respected betting and put a bow on the show. So it is fine because the fellas have stepped up and there's plenty of action for you guys to check out over on the Sports Money Network. My guy Xnizzle dropped a baseball play out there today. Our guy Dylan, he put a series breakdown for you guys, a series prop, 2 series props that he likes in the NHL there with the Vegas Golden Knights and the Colorado Avalanche. And we clipped some of the baseball short videos out there for you guys to consume as well. So one of those plays is very much later tonight. I was trying to see if I had any notable trends that kind of jumped out at me today in baseball. You know, I know we talk and my guys got the buy hats look, I'm going to end up having a premium play on the St. Louis Cardinals tonight. So I might as well give that one to you guys as well. I know that it seems on the surface that the Pirates are in a good position, but if you think about any of the breakdowns you've heard today about why the Pirates are in a good position, it has a lot to do with bouncing back after the fact that they got swept by the Phillies. Now, I get it. Those are incredible buy positions. But I ain't buying that. I'm not taking a bad team because they should bounce back. And then when you think about the fact that they're rested. Yesterday was a travel day. So I don't know how you guys operate, but when I have travel days, I'm absolutely less effective than if I'm just kind of sitting out chilling. Phil the Kill says, I'm going to ride with the Nerfy and the Nats overdue angle. Yeah. Damn. So I'll give you one more baseball play that I'm going to add here. And I talked a little bit about it earlier, but I did officially pull the trigger. I think that's fair, right? Like, I don't want to be redundant for you guys. I value your time. But I think you want to know when we have intersecting zeros. And, well, that is very much what we have here this evening. So we're going to add to the baseball card It's a nice baseball card today. I put some player props out there for some plus monies. Shout out to my guy Sharpie. I hope he has a safe trip. How about that Boston, Kansas City under 7.5? Minus 106. Ooh. Told you guys I was out in the Heller G. Feel like I got some sun. Dude. It's just we're in the trust tree, right? My neighbor has a young feller in college, and that young feller has a girlfriend. Maybe I shouldn't tell the story. I'm going to tell it anyways. What are you doing twerking, staring at me while I'm outside cutting the fucking yard? What's going on? I mean, I'd rather myself a handsome feller, but I'm an older feller. And you're a college little blonde bunny walking around with your cheeks hanging well below your shorts, twerking as I'm in the backyard. Now, let me ask you. I mean, the gentleman thing to do, obviously, is not to look, right? But I'm in vertical, actually, I guess horizontal pass mode in the lawn. So when I walk this way, I'm walking away. When I walk this way, I'm walking towards. Well, it's hot. It's 90. Cutting the grass. I got my head down. I pick it up and I see twerkage and staring at me. So you bet your ass. Every time I went this way, I took a hawk. Who knows? They might have been setting me up for social media or something. Look at this old neighbor rocking in his, I had the beater on, tattoos flying. I don't know what was that. Then I sat there finding myself pontificating. Not really a 10, but it's a good Western New York 7. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm saying? I handicap it all. It doesn't just have to be sports. Anyhow, I've now alienated our female audience. So for that, I apologize. Just remember, the thoughts and opinions of those that are shared here on screen do not necessarily directly reflect the opinions that are held soundly by the Sports Money Network. And as such, we ask you not to indict the network as a whole based on the thoughts and opinions of those that are shared here on the screen live with you guys 365. So I did add, though, this under. Which stats, Phil? The Western New York 7? Or the we're in the trust tree, right? We're in the nest. No? Saying a live stream. It is a live stream, but it's not a live stream. Oh, okay. I appreciate that, Crystal. Excuse me. I was just talking about what happened here today. I don't understand what the process. I don't understand what was going on. And so I got this big fucking tree that fell down in my backyard, right? It's got to be 100 feet tall. It's thick, right? It's got to be, I don't know, 25 feet around. It looks like one of them giant fucking fern Christmas trees, 100 feet tall. Point is, it's got a lot of space in between it. So when I found myself walking this way, I was thinking, you staring at me? And so when I got behind the tree and I was cutting, because you got to cut around the tree. If anybody has a tree that fell in their backyard, you know what I'm saying? I peeked my eyes through the tree because I could see through the branches. Because that was weird. I was like, why? It actually creeped me out. Like, why are you twerking and staring at me? She was still staring at me. I don't know what the hell was going on. It was very weird, but sorry, guys. Did I digress? I did very much. Intersecting zeros. That's what we were talking about. We're looking at the Boston, Kansas City under 7.5. I talked about this game earlier today. I talked about it a little bit in context of even yesterday when I said that I don't like Kansas City's bats. And frankly, I don't want to trust Boston's bats either. Now, I like Boston to win the game yesterday. I thought it was a nice little minus 105 price tag. But you got to look at the under here today. It's pretty much even money across the board. And you got Suarez who comes in here. He's a perfect 24-0 to the under. If he gave up multiple hits, but less than 3 runs after a home start. In other words, he got through it. He straightens his shit out the following game. He's averaging a total of 5.1 runs in that game. It's going under by over 3 a game. The Royals, they find themselves to intersect the zero. We like intersecting zeros. I said, wow, these intersecting zeros. 10-0 to the under. As a dog, less than $1.25. If the team is averaging less than 8 hits a game. How perfect is that? The Royals aren't going to score. They're a dog. And the team they're playing is not hitting. Less than 8 hits a game. 10-0 to the under. Averaging 4.6 runs per game. That's going to intersect. That's going to give us the under 7.5. We got to fire. Fill the kill. I handicap everything. I will put odds real time on anything. It don't matter. What up, Cookie Cam? Gorky's in the house. He says that Western New York 7 is about a 1.5. I don't know about that. Dude. There's Steve in the house. He says, good afternoon, Mikey. What up, Steve? Hope you're doing well, my guy. Just telling some afternoon happenstance. Wore me out. Got me wondering. And listen, I was okay to mind my own P's and Q's until the thing started doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, let's move on. It's fucked up, you guys. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on there, but anyhow, that's the way we're going to go after that one. And I gave you guys the Cardinals because I like the Cardinals here. I know that we fade them in the first game of a series. These things aren't just unilateral application. I mean, there are some things that you just unilaterally apply, like Walker Buehler in the dog roll outside the conference. As long as he's not over a 140, yeah, he's 112 in a row now. Dale Fick. Dude, it was fucked up. In all fairness, there's nothing else to be looking at. You got a pool in your backyard. You got the dogs in the fence. And then you got me cutting the yard. And I mean, so it's not like there was anybody behind me. I actually turned around to see if there was somebody behind me. Like, why am I getting the hawk job here? And then the kid and his girlfriend there started laughing. So I always wonder if they were fucking with me. Like, go outside and this poor bastard's about to have a heart attack cutting his yard in a 90-degree humid day. Go give him a treat. I don't know what was going on. I don't even know when twerking became the way of the land here. But anyhow, I like that intersecting zeros proposition. I think that just Ranger Suarez on top of that. I mean, Kansas City's team total under seems like that's in play for me as well. I looked at it. Let me look at it again. It's a juicy 3.5. I prefer it to be 4.5, but that even the books are telling you they ain't likely to do too much scoring. And then the other Yerfie that I liked, you guys, just for, well, we're talking Nerfies and Yerfies here. I don't know if I like the game to go over. I'm kind of having second thoughts. But the Yerfie, the yes run first inning. Now, I'm not going to, well, I got a minus 118 at FanDuel. Yes run first inning for Texas. The problem I have, and why I liked it earlier, was more a reflection of Rocker. Now they've decided to go to Alexander. Not Jason Alexander. Not Seinfeld. So I still have it. I still laid it out. I just knew Rocker was good to puke and we could capitalize on it. You know, I'll give you guys one more for consideration. I don't have an official play on it, at least not yet, but the Astros, non-divisional dog, total over a 7, gave up more than 5 runs on less than 9 hits the previous game. So a sloppy pitching and defensive effort outside the division. They're 14-0 straight up. They're 14-0 on the run line. They happen to be playing the Minnesota Twins tonight. So right now you can catch them around plus 115. That's the Jason Alexander. What am I looking at? Tyler Alexander. Jason Alexander, Tyler, fucking A. We got Peraltas out there. We got Alexanders out there. We got Liberatores out there. Reed Detmers out there. Griffin Gas Canning out there. Jesus, what a pitching night tonight, huh? Middle of the week, middle of the series. So there you have it. There's some Major League Baseball. There's my afternoon story wrapped in. I'm going to give you guys, what do we got next on the docket here? Stop Gio says shallow hell. There we go. We got the score bot. The score bot's telling us what's up here. Atlanta Braves run scored. I took the Braves today. Just laughing about Dale Fick. Easy banana hands. That's a good movie. That is a really good movie. Shallow Hell. With speaking of Jason Alexander, right? Jason Alexander with hair in that one on top of it. All right, let's get to the action, you guys. I'm going to take the under in the Toronto Tempo game. This one comes down to a slow-paced under team that runs back-to-back overs, popping the under at a 60% clip. And that's what we have ourselves. That is the position we have here tonight. We've earned here tonight. And on top of that, 84% of the bets and 83% of the cash are on the over in the Tempo game. It hasn't moved. It's juiced to the under. Toronto came off that big win. Both these teams come in here at 500, the Toronto Tempo. Now, you guys may be sitting there going, what's this dude talking? Twerking, low-hanging cheeks, and now the WNBA. Yes, because we've been getting paid, man. Look, I told you, I like my teams, but outside of the Eagles, who are so fucking superior, they can all lose. And they all will lose, because that's the way my history of fandom goes. Although Jalen Hurts not getting invited to A.J. Brown's wedding is a little sus. Guy's the godfather to your daughter. I don't know. The Mercury came off a big win. They were laying 4.5. They've been at home. They've had themselves a nice little home stance. This is the weird spot, though, because now you've got this Toronto team. This will be their third straight road game. So they're on extended West Coast roadie for their first trip on the season. Excuse me. I just kind of wonder if we didn't have this 60% trend in our back pocket, like when did these gals gas out a little bit? And now they put up 106 points off of a 95er, both back-to-back games against the Sparks. But the team, this Tempo team is supposed to be, no pun intended with Tempo, is the 66 points they put up at the Minnesota Lynx, the 65 they put up at home against the Mystics. They put up an 86 pack against Seattle in a win, but still went under. And so cash coming in on the over, we're going to take the under. And we know that this trend has been clipping at a 60% rate. So there you have it. Some more WNBA action for you guys here. Small card. We don't just cap the NHL. We cap it all. And I've had a nice little run going. Look, I got a nice little sun going here. Look, I got a little tan going today. I got a little sun action going. Either that or I got to turn the light on. Stop Geo says that Arizona Giants Ray Gallen total stuck out to you like a sore thumb. Flew over. Yeah. There were some weird games last night. Like, I know Shark and I were talking about the Athletics game there, and I said I wasn't bought into the Athletics. I like the Athletics as a dog. Like tonight. But I don't want to lay any number. I don't want any minus next to them Athletics. So for them to lose, how many times have we seen that though? I feel like you become desensitized to it. Like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had 4 straight bottom of the 9th comeback losses. I lost. The teams won, and that because they won, I lost. And I was immediately like, oh yeah, that's baseball. That's what we get. Fucking bottom of the 9th, stupid bullpen implosions. They used the closer at the wrong time in the series, and now they're stuck with getting the big F right in the big A. And we bounced back from there. So, I mean, that one was pretty bad. Guy's got a no-hitter going. Gives up a double and then pops in 2 runs. Yeah, that'll hurt your feelings. So I got the WNBA. Let me give you guys a 3-leg player prop. This pays out at 276. Then we'll talk about who I like from a side and total perspective. Maybe not what you expect. Can I say that? Is that a fair little teaser? Is that a fair little lead in? I parlayed Jalen Brunson 25 plus points with Sam Merrill over 1.5 threes. And of course, Cat over 4.5 assists. We could take him down the run, down the rip, as they say. Jalen Brunson, 25 plus. His number's at 27 at home. His number's at 27.5, and he's at home. He's fully rested. And the question is going to become, what happens with this Cavaliers team that's had back-to-back Game 7 series? Nonetheless, I know how great the Knicks have been at home and how poorly the Cavs have been road situation here, but 25 plus for Brunson on his number of 27.5. Now I said I got Sammy Merrill. Hits at least 2 3-pointers in the last 4 games of that Detroit series. So this young feller is finding a way to get everybody wet from beyond the arc. Splash goes that fucking basketball, and Sammy Merrill's the guy throwing the 3. So 2 plus. That just falls in line with what he's been doing out there. And, I think that the way the Cavs win this series probably is by getting a lot of fast break points and a lot of ticky-tack stuff where they're creating turnovers and kind of going into the paint. So if you're the Knicks, you got to figure out a way to stop that. Force Merrill to continue to have to put the 3 ball up. And it seems to be their comfort zone when push came to shove and they needed those games. Like I said, 4 straight games with 2 points or two 3-pointers or more. So Sammy Merrill. Then I got Karl Anthony Towns over 4.5 assists, 5 plus. He's had 6 assists or more in 7 straight playoff games. So he should be the guy that creates a little movement, a little momentum. Pull them shot blockers away, create the opportunity to dish it off. Kind of like we said with James Harden on Sunday Night Live there. So Brunson, 25 plus points, Merrill, 2 plus threes, and Karl Anthony Towns, 5 plus assists. Right now, if you took that prop on DraftKings without any boost, it's plus 276. So we will grade that at a 276. Now, there's a shit ton of boosts out there, so you got to take advantage. In fact, right now I'm looking Brunson and Mitchell to score 5 plus points in the first quarter. There's the profit boost to use on 3 plus leg, same game parlay. So you got a couple spots that I would use that play. And then I would individualize these two. Now, what up, Jaywan? I don't think the wrong team's favored in this game. But I think it's too many points. Remember last night I said I wouldn't even be surprised if the Spurs win. They did. Cavaliers, though, these are sneaky little fellas. And the big thing about this game, when you look at it on the surface, well, I guess there's a couple things to look at. We can talk some trends. Why is this line where it is? Riddle me that. A notoriously bad road team, a historically good home team, back-to-back game 7s. The other teams had an advantage of rest. And yet here we are with a line between 5 and 10 points. Especially when the opponent's averaging over 11 3-pointers a game. And their point differentials double digits on the season. Doesn't it feel like that sets us up for a trend? In other words, It's a fishy line with a team that scores a lot and does it from beyond the arc with the rest advantage. And guess what happens? If you fade that rested team over the last 8 years, it's only happened 5 times. If you faded them all 5 times, you cashed every single one of them. It's Cavaliers City out there. And you know, the fact that they have the rest disadvantage actually boasted their advantage over the last 20 years. Doesn't happen very often. 3rd round of the playoffs. Opponents on 7 days or more. You're on the road. The spread's less than 11. You're 4-1 if you play on those teams in the last 20 years. I don't think the wrong team's favored, but I think there's too many points being factored in here. A blatant level of disrespect. I don't see the Knicks going out there and winning this game by 20, and that's essentially what this line's telling you they're going to do. So I ain't buying it. I'm going to fade the narrative. Everybody is talking about how they've got the rest advantage and the Cavs stink on the road. Philly Kills, a sharp perspective betting report on the Brewers. Feels like a steal at minus 115. Are they? Are they? Do you get the sharp perspective betting report? No. Not the one that I get. It's not. I like it, though. I like us using the language, that terminology. So anyhow, I'm going to take the Cavaliers. I'm going to take the plus 6.5 points. By the way, the rest trend was like, I wish I wrote it down. It was like 11-2 or 12-2 going into this series, this round of the postseason in the NBA. And guess who had it last night? The losing outright OKC Thunder. So the Spurs might just have them boys' number, but if you're thinking that they're a rest advantage, they shoot a lot more threes, and their point, all the stats that, look, if I hadn't been doing this as long as I was, all the stats that would make you feel warm and fuzzy and go out there and drop a fucking small cannon on the Knicks minus 6.5 all line up. They all check the box. But then when we look at the numbers, they tell us they don't work. Braves tie it up. Let's go. So I'll take the 6.5. I got even money 6.5 too. So fuck that. Fuck that shit. Cavaliers to smash. And then I'm going to take the over. There's another but it's postseason in the unders. I don't think these teams give a fuck. Frankly, I'm talking to you guys about players making points. Brunson, Mobley, Towns being the guy that dishes the ball around. I think we see points. I think what happens is as the series goes on, I think it clamps down. If it does get itself to a 7, I think that's where we see it clamp down here. But dude, if you're going to keep putting it under 220, I'm going to take a shot. I mean, these teams were playing with 229s and 235s in the regular season. What? Just because they arbitrarily went to the postseason, they're going to... No, because they know that the public in the playoffs going to play the under. Not me. Doesn't mean I'm right. 91% of the bets, 95% of the cash, however, are on the over. So there goes that public sentiment thought process. It's moved 2 points. So it is moving in that direction. I got a 217.5. I like it. I'm good with it. I'll take the over. I'll take the Cavs plus 6.5. I gave you the same game parlay 25 plus with Brunson, Merrill 2 plus 3s, and Karl Anthony Towns over 4.5 assists. JPZ says I'm overthinking it though. The Knicks will win and cover. Only 3 teams have lost but covered in the playoffs this year. They were all big D spreads, and it wasn't the Cavs. Sounds like there's no way that they cover. I'll tell you what, the Cavs, after they do win, their opponent does cover. That is a thing. So the I don't know. I mean, we could look back at the narrative. By the way, conference finals. If the last game went under, these games go over. 9-2-1 to kick off the opener of the conference finals. 9-2-1. The last 16 years, it's cashed 6 in a row. So Andrew cases, they're not very physical. If the Knicks lock up Mitchell, this could be one-sided. Nobody wants to get hurt early. You know what I mean? I like points. Get the over 6 days rest. Spread is less than. See, this 11 is such a crucial number. This is the point that I think a lot of people are missing for this game is the spread is not 11 or higher. The Knicks win margin is what, 10 or higher? This spread is wrong. And it's telling you, it's begging you, take the New York Knicks. In fact, now here's that total as well. When the total's over 181.5, the spread is less than 11. The third round of the playoffs, and the team's got more than 6 days rest. It's a perfect 7-0 to the over the last 17 years. So the universe. Whoops. Oops. Hopefully we're okay. Looks like we're okay. Great call fading Dimitrov. Hey, JPZ, it was a great call playing the Spurs. You know what I mean? It's a great call taking the Sabres in game 6. I don't like game 7s. I think they're probably one of the worst statistical bets you can make because it truly does come down to coin flip in game 7s. And they shouldn't have won that game. At the start of the show, I told you guys, not as a homer, but they got home job. That was a goal the Sabres scored, but those refs had too quick of whistles. And anyhow, let's talk sharp perspective betting. Then we'll come back here tomorrow. Win or lose, we will talk about why the Cavaliers covered that spread. Sharp respected betting report. Had the Miami Marlins yesterday. They also had the under 8.5 in that game. Boy, that was way the fuck off. They got the Marlins again today. What do you say? Miami Marlins tied up 4-4. Two totals they took. They took the Pirates under 8. They took the San Diego Padres under 8. They got a couple reverse line movement spots out there. Baltimore, Houston, Kansas City, Toronto under 8.5. Miami under 8. That's not going to hit. And the Mets under 9. A lot of baseball today. I like the card today too. I thought it was a nice looking card. WNBA. I told you guys yesterday. Boy, they had. What was the final score of that? What was the final score of the Connecticut? Not the Connecticut game. The Dallas game. See if I can do the math real quick here. 171. Ooh. Yesterday, they had the Dallas Wings minus 4.5. They had the Dallas Wings under 172. And they had the... Did I do that right? No, 161. That went way under. And then they had the Connecticut game under 173.5. So, and that thing went way under as well. So, sharps. I told you guys the NHL, WNBA. This report is going to be a crucial tool for us moving forward. And they like the Toronto Phoenix game under 169.5 for the WNBA. They had the Spurs last night in the NBA. I haven't seen anything yet materially connected to Giant Sportsbook movement yet. So NBA wise, last night they hit the Spurs. Nothing to report yet today. I think that's it. I think that does it. Shit, for being a shorter card, we still had a lot to talk about. Courtesy of my neighbor and his girlfriend. I'm assuming it was his girlfriend. If not, maybe I'm in the marketplace. I don't know. That'd be creepy. Anyhow, you guys, smash that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. I will be posting my premium card here shortly. With the smaller card, I didn't want to rush it. I do feel there's some really good opportunities for us to take a stab at. I've already given out my WNBA play. I think I've given out the NBA as well, but you guys have heard it here first, and I'll be back to talk to you again about it tomorrow at 5 p.m. Tomorrow's hump day, man. How about that already? It's already Tuesday. We're at Wednesday. Then we'll be at Thursday, and Friday's right around the corner, and it's weekend time again for Memorial Day. So we got ourselves a busy week. Check out the fellas. And do me a favor. Put a comment out there. You know, the big thing that we're doing, I hate to use the word algorithm. I feel like it's just low rent. Like people that use the word algorithm to me don't necessarily understand the algorithm, right? Like there's another way that you should be able to describe it. And I don't mean that as a slight to anybody. It's a tricky little thing, but shout out to you, Redbeard. But we have to rebrand. We have to rebrand as a whole. And I mean it with the most due respect, but we need you guys more than ever to like and comment on the sports related videos. I mean, do it on all of them, but the sports related videos so that we can peek our head. And right now the door's cracked for the YouTube channel and they're looking at it going, hey, looks like those guys got some sports shit going on back there. Right. But what happens, the more you like it, the more it kicks that door open and YouTube is forced to let people know that we are in the sports business, not just the horse business. Horse business has been good. Sports business has been good as well. We just need to let them all know together. And so taking the time to like those videos, the tweets, I don't care if you watch them or not, just fucking hit the like button. And if you can leave a comment, that means even more. So like and comment on the fellas videos out there. They're trying. They want to give you guys winners. They're excited to do it. They're taking time out of their day as well. So all I can ask you guys to do is, show a little support. Let's build the community. We have to continue to work hard at it. It doesn't happen overnight, but let's kick that door open and flood YouTube with our community's winning sports information. On behalf of the Sports Money Squad, you guys, I hope you have a glorious evening, and I'll be back here to do it again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Of course, you'll see me at 12 p.m. We got matinee baseball, man. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow as well, but good luck with your action tonight, and hopefully you get it all tight and right. See you guys soon.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work